जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ಲಕ್ನೋ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
One of those evenings in the IPL where you are left scratching your head wondering if this is going to be enough against SRH. They love batting big. 206 on the board for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. A couple of half centuries. A quick fire 37 from Cameron Green as well. Virat Kohli, a story of two halves that innings. Rajat Patidar really gave the innings a certain fillip, especially in that 11 over against Mike Markande. Lots of bowlers used by Pat Cummins. They have conceded 206 for 7. You're watching Cricbuzz Live with Harsha, Bhogle and Bhattacharjya in the house. 206 enough or 20 run shot?
Just see how the IPL has changed the narrative. We've got a 200 plus score and we're all worried, is it enough? I think it's enough to mount a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't think it guarantees you a win. It's enough to mount a challenge because the ball was gripping. It's already past 9 o'clock, so I don't know if dew will now start to have an impact after this. You would have started to see dew coming by now.
Yeah.
But why are we not sure? Because when the batsman was throwing caution to the wind, the runs were coming.
Yeah.
So if you look down what happened later, Swapnil Singh 12 of 6, DK 11 of 6, use them as a combination. It's 23 of 12. You take that any day from someone who scores 23 of 12. Green 37 of 20. So it's not that difficult. That's why I think gripping bowlers have a chance, but I don't think it's guaranteeing you a win.
At one stage, we thought, right, advantage RCB because they will get to bat first now. 61 in the power play. 4 of those overs, you saw a boundary hit of the first ball. The intent was very much there from RCB.
No, clearly. Up front, they had intent. I think somewhere the spinners really got to them, and then Pat Cummins bowling those hard lengths into the ground, hitting it and slowing down the delivery. I think somewhere the big thing about this is momentum shifts. And those 4 overs, 12, 13, 14, 15, the momentum totally shifted.
Yeah.
What was looking like a 230, 240 total became an early 200s total.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one problem. Have a look at that. That'll tell you a story. That 8.25 and then 9.6. Actually, the period we're talking about almost just straddles that 9.6 area, where they lost 2 wickets and they just couldn't get going. And I think that was a really important farewell game for them.
If they scored 48 between 11 and 15, it means 12, 13, 14, 15 have to be really poor overs. The 11th went for 27.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. 11th went for 27. So that figure of 11 to 15 is being spruced up by the 27 run over. Now look what happens 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? 6, 5, 4, 6.
Absolutely.
That is one phase. The other phase is at the end of the power play, Virat Kohli is 32 of 18.
Yeah.
Next, 25 balls, he makes 19.
76 a strike rate, no boundaries.
Yeah, 25 balls, he makes 19 in the middle of an innings while Patidar is going gung-ho at the other end. You can understand, you just take a single, let Patidar go for it. But I think that is where they might have fallen short. And in the 11 to 15, they might have fallen short a little. So we'll wait and see what happens with the 206, but they'll be left thinking it could have been a little bit more.
Virat Kohli ends up with 51 of 43, a strike rate of 118, clearly suboptimal in 2024.
No, absolutely. Clearly suboptimal. And the point is that's what's happening now. One of the things that's happening now in the game is that giving the other person the strike works for 1 over, 1.5 overs, 8, 9 balls. After that, you have to be the aggressor on both sides. Those days are over where one person can hit, because if you look at those strike rates, if you're striking, if you're basically striking at 12 and over, is you'll get 200 if you're striking at 10 and over.
Yeah.
If you're not going to strike at that rate, you are in trouble anyway. So at 118, 120, that means how much are you going to reach? 144, 145?
Yep.
So basically, if you had gone by Virat's rate, you reach about 145, 150.
Yeah.
But because there were innings from Patidar who scored at 250, you managed to get yourself to 206.
Does Virat need to recalibrate his role?
Yes, sometimes I get the feeling, say Picasso can't sit by the side of the street doing doodles, right? So sometimes you have to play with abandon. Rajat Patidar came and he was playing with abandon. It's almost as if he was telling the spinner, "Bol ya, where you want to bowl, kya farak padega." Sometimes in this game, as it evolves, you have to play with abandon. And sometimes I wonder, and I'm thinking aloud, I don't know if my hypothesis is true at all. I'm thinking aloud, I wonder if your pedigree comes in the way. And I just wonder whether he's saying, player like me doesn't bat like that.
Yeah.
But whether that stage has now come. I'm just trying to think aloud, as I said, but you can't get marooned because 25 balls is about 20%. 20% of the game.
Yep.
In 20% of the game, hitting 19. Now you can say he's nitpicking and taking only those 19 out, but no. After the power play, you suddenly slowed down.
Yep, 51 of 43. Does he need to look at his own role differently?
I think the point of it is the role, it's not just his role in RCB. I think the role of players as a whole has changed. You know, Harsha said this really important thing saying today that you cannot have, cricket was not football. In cricket, while batting, two players could change a test match while batting. You know, Lakshman could go there and do it. Lakshman and Rajat could go there, bat one whole day and do it. And others can put in little bits. It's far more close to football that all 11 people have to contribute much more. And today, you know, Swapnil Singh, as he said, the 11, 12s of sixes, the 11s of sixes, the 50s of 20, that's what's got them to 206. Yeah. So that's the basic point, that the nature of the game is changing. And I think questioning his role in RCB is different from questioning his role as, is this the way to play T20 cricket? And this is an argument a lot of people are having nowadays. And it is even exacerbated in India by the fact that you have an impact sub.
Yeah.
So you could bring in somebody like Swapnil Singh who's given you 12 runs, whatever it is, at a strike rate of 200.
Can he borrow from...
RCB win this, even if RCB win this, you cannot say, look, what they did was right. Yeah. They won it because of what was happening around.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to see how SRH bat. I'm looking forward to see how SRH chase.
A little more on RCB's batting. Faf du Plessis' innings that lasted 12 balls. Is that a template that the rest of the batting needs to follow? 25 of 12, he was terrific while he lasted.
No, absolutely. Patidar went the same way.
Yep.
So everyone is blazing now because that's a day, because you cannot afford to. You have 8 batsmen, you have 20 overs. Yeah. Break it up, you have 2.3. So look at it, effectively you're talking about a situation where you're 2.5 overs per batsman. Every batsman give you 3.5 overs, you're done. Go away.
I also wonder whether they read it a certain way that it might stop. And so Faf said, look, someone's got to go hard. We'll just kill the power play.
Yeah.
And that is a trend we're seeing everywhere. Kill the power play.
Yeah.
So seeing that.
Right, and if it wasn't for Rajat Patidar's 50 of 20, RCB might have ended up at, say, at 170, 180, which may have seemed worse than it perhaps does right now. He played with so much freedom, Rajat Patidar, enjoys hitting spinners.
I was just trying to see how many players in recent years have played spin with as much abandon as Rajat Patidar does. Yeah. And my mind goes back to Virat Kohli telling me once, if this kid gets going, you cannot stop him. Yeah. And he was just saying, you turn the ball if you want. Do what you want. I'm just going to hit through the line. Yeah. I'd like to see him do that on a track that's turning a little bit more. But there was a little grip. It was holding a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the importance of the fact that he's played 8-9 years, first-class cricket in India, he's played around, he's seen these situations, True. He knows what to do, as opposed to a Will Jacks. On a flat deck, a Will Jacks becomes unstoppable. Suddenly it's stopping, you saw the difference.
Yeah.
Someone who strikes at 170, 180, 190 makes 6 of 9. Yeah. On these tracks, but it's, 50 of 20, you're tempted to say, yeah, come on, 50 of 20, you should have taken it to 75, 80. But if you thought of taking to 75, 80, you wouldn't have made 50 of 20.
Exactly what I was saying. He got out, you look at that dismissal, you say, he full toss on the leg stump, he could have hit it anywhere, he hit it straight down the fielder's throat. Yeah. But he's looking to hit 6s and 4s of every ball. You're going to make a mistake at some point in time.
Yep.
So that's an acceptable mistake to make because your intent is always there.
That 11th over, Markande, when Rajat Patidar was going after him, just kept tossing it up. Was that a wise call?
He tossed up one beautifully like Chahal bowls.
The 4th one.
Tossed it beautifully wide off. And how many wickets has Chahal got like that? And he hit that over extra cover for 6 too.
Should he have looked to sort of bowl flat, but it's
game is very easy from if you're watching it.
Right, Pat Cummins personally didn't have a great outing, but he seems to be reading pitches really well. We won't go to what happened on the 19th of November, but this bowling card had a lot of names, over half a dozen names, 7 bowlers used by Pat Cummins in the SRH lineup, 55 in his 4. Very, very expensive. Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowled just the 1. Surprising that, Joy?
Not at all. Because I think they saw Bhuvi up front and they decided that if Bhuvi would have got a spell at that time, he brought in Shahbaz bowled 1 good over, Markande came and took a wicket also. So what they decided was to go with the spinners in the middle. And once you cross that 11th, 12th, 13th over, Harsha was also saying that after that 12th, 13th over, you really don't want Bhuvi there when the batsmen are on the aggression.
Yep.
I mean, that's the point where you want to say that, you'd rather not. And I think it's very interesting that Pat Cummins took the ball himself, because he has one designated bowler, he has Natarajan. He has somebody who bowls really well in the middle overs, who bowled beautifully today, was Jayadev Unadkat.
Yeah.
But he decided, he took the responsibility and finished himself. And he knew he'd go for runs.
Yeah.
Because under those circumstances, he'd gone for runs in his first over and in his third over. His middle over was good. He went for just 6. But then he knew he was going to go for 15-20. But I think it's important the way he looks at the game, saying, I will take responsibility. I'm probably better at bowling this last over, this 19th over, than, say, a Bhuvi is.
He is, because he bowls that. We just take the football parallel further. There's a player called the holding midfielder. You don't see him much in the game. Look at that bowling card again. You'll see a name there that we're not going to talk about very much. But see the 3 overs that he's bowled there. Shahbaz has bowled 3 overs for 14. He's played a quiet role, but it's a key role there. 3 overs for 14.
Yeah.
These are small game-changing roles. 3 overs, 14 are not going to win you a game, but if you do win it, it has played a part in winning it. It's like you have raisins in a cake, in a brownie.
Yeah.
You can still have brownie without raisin, but the raisin makes it better.
And in where? In the middle of the power play, when the team has gone for 61, that means they've gone for 10 and over. He's bowled on first over in the power play and gone for 2.
Two run over.
And as our resident RCB fan says, he moved from RCB.
No. We will not even talk about
There
that.
has to be an ex-RCB 11.
Wait a minute. I think can we check? I think even Jayadev has played for RCB.
Jayadev has played for everybody.
Huh?
Jayadev has played for everybody.
Travis Head has played for RCB.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But I think you can make that team for any team, no? List of players who played for
RCB is on the level of letting people go.
DC? Mumbai?
And they haven't won either.
DC
hasn't won
Alumni
either.
Association is also a very strong alumni association.
Unfortunately, the meme factory focuses too much on RCB. Right, but Jayadev Unadkat, 3 for 30 in his 4 standout performance when the opposition scored 207.
And perfect bowler for the surface. Because I'm just reading what Rajat Patidar has said. He said it's double pace for fast bowlers use cutters. Spinners will try and bowl back of a length as much as possible.
Yep.
The moment there's something in the track and the ball holds, Unadkat becomes twice the bowler. So well used, say on this surface, right? Unadkat will give me 4 overs. But see what happens. It's a typical, we talk about CSK, SRH have done a CSK. They've taken options out onto the field and then just played it by ear and saying which option works best.
This is the 3rd time SRH has conceded 200 plus. RCB has done that twice as well. Is it going to happen the 4th time? Do you see SRH winning this one?
I think SRH is on the ascendant in this kind of conditions. They're on the ascendant. They know the target. They know the pitch, I think, pretty well. They know what they've, this thing. And they will try and have a ruthless start because for them, the starts are all important. The question only is, and I think it's what's going to be very important for me, I feel, is that Swapnil Singh, we've seen his 12 and 6. I think he'll be required to bowl quite a bit today.
I think that's the reason he's been brought on. I was a little surprised. I thought Vishak would come in because he takes pace off.
Yep.
But I think they've looked at Shahbaz and said, okay, that kind of spinner's bowling well. They don't have Mayank Dagar today.
Yeah.
The wristies don't always work the same way.
Yeah.
So maybe, he'll definitely have to bowl a lot.
Travis said clearly the big threat from SRH. He is the man in form. He's the flavour of the season for the last 3 or 4 months. He loves spending time in India. Clearly, if SRH have to win this one, it's got to be another Travis Head kind of show.
Not only him, because he's due a failure. Because there will be a day when the ball doesn't come on, he goes through the shot, it goes up in the air, the keeper catches it.
Yeah.
But if RCB have to win this game, then they have to get him and Abhishek inside the power play.
Yeah.
And get them early inside the power play. But yes, if Head goes off, Head plays 6 overs, then he's giving them that start. I didn't say head start, huh? He's giving them a start.
He's also giving them a headache as he has this IPL. Just enough time for us to get predictions from you. Oh, well done, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, this is not fair. If someone else had won, we would all have said, just because Joy is this nice, simple guy who doesn't give us the answers to
You've seen how
Joy
strict
Factor.
he is with his questions and that photograph like this.
Sorry, quick one. Sorry, only one. Joy, what is that?
They asked me to pose, I mean, they asked me. I'll post another picture soon.
Joy.
Abhishek Sharma, Travis said have already walked out. So very quickly. Power play.
I don't know. I have an instinct. 51.
59.
He'll go 89.
73.
Oh, he's like stock market. He's the bull.
So I like Abhishek Sharma.
Go for it.
Okay, so that is where it is. Enjoy the game. Join us at the 10 over mark on Cricbuzz Combox. Bye.
कृपया लक्ष्य द्या. जयपुर वाया कोटा.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दियो.